I would like to thank Mr. Grimm for sending me the story that is coming out of Florida. Yes, yet again, we are back in that state. I swear. Florida, Texas, and a lot of them other states below the Bible Belt are just pure, just have nothing but bad stories to come out of them for the most part. A good 90% of the time. But in this picture, you see a man by the name of Derek Itel. And he decided that it would have been a good idea to throw a prank. There's nothing wrong with having a good prank. I love pranks, especially if they go off without a hitch and they happen to be funny. But this one was far from funny. This guy decided that he wanted to pull a prank of threatening to shoot Earth, better known as Disney World. This fool was going to try to take out the mouse and all his little friends. And probably some actual people as well. Well, there's actually actual people inside the costumes, but you get my drift. I swear, the colonizer does not know the definition of fun and games. Their fun and games usually translates into wicked and destructive. Now, you don't play a prank saying you're going to go shoot up a place like Disney World and think that people are going to think that's a joke, knowing that Disney World is probably one of the biggest attractions in the establishment and draws in thousands, maybe millions of people per year. Why? Because of the location that it's in. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think Disney World ever closes as far as, seasonal wise, because in Florida, the weather is either going to be extremely hot or it's going to be nice depending on time of the year. Like, I think usually, like, when in the winter months, it's the lowest I think it probably gets in Florida, maybe like in the 70s. But the last time I went to Florida, which was back in 2000, it's hard to believe it's been 18 years. It was hot. I went in June. Never would I do that ever again. And I remember looking at one of the little maps or whatever, and it was saying how Disney World, or a lot of the things down there, like Universal Studios and stuff, stays open all year round because of the weather. It's just that their hours fluctuate depending on the season. Of course, in the summertime, they stay open a little bit later. But back to the topic at hand. Why the hell did you think it would be a good idea to go on Facebook and say you were going to threaten to shoot up Disney World and didn't think the post would go viral and people wouldn't take that seriously? Let me go ahead and read this article. A 23-year-old, and that's allegedly, Florida man threatened a mass shooting at Disney World during a Facebook chat session on Tuesday. Derek Itel wrote, 5 likes and I'll go shoot up Disney and hang myself, according to an incident report obtained by the Daily News. Well, he could have just cut out the shooting up part and just went and hanged himself. 2 members of the Facebook group reported Itel to police and he was arrested the same day. Itel lives in Brevard County with his parents, who told investigators that their son did not have access to their weapons, according to WFTV. They said the guns were locked up inside the house. He was charged with making written threats to kill or do bodily harm and is being held in the Brevard County Jail on a $100,000 bond. Hopefully his ass can't afford it. The Facebook group that Itel was a part of has nearly 850 members. That's what his ass gets. Like I said, I hope he cannot afford to pay that bond. Even at 10%, that's $10,000. I hope he can't even afford to pay that. I hope it puts a strain on his family for being such a dumbass. What I would ask, what was he thinking? But what would be the point? And then he asked for 5 likes. That was a really low count number because he probably knew he would get 5 likes, but he probably didn't expect it for them to actually report him. He must be that dumb. You was gonna you put out that you were gonna prank. And even that is a stretch, because who knows, nowadays when white people say they're going to do something like shoot something up, they commonly actually do it. I mean, how many mass shootings and school shootings have we had just this year alone? But the difference is they didn't put out that they were going to do it. They just went and did it. But nowadays you can't take something like this, like saying you're going to shoot something up, as a prank, especially when you've had all these school shootings that have happened since January. They're not going to take that lightly. And then you said you want to go get at Disney World, which would combine pretty much every school shooting that's happened this year all in one place. Like that? Are you kidding me? The mouse wasn't about to let that go down, not in his home. But that's what he gets. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. I'll talk to you in the next one.